All right. Tonight's conversation is entitled "The Steak Ain't Worth the Sizzle." The steak ain't worth the sizzle. All right. Before we get into that, shout out to all of them brothers and sisters that attended the Return of the Gods this weekend. Give thanks. Shout out to all those individuals that was responsible for putting it on. Shout out to all of those brothers and sisters that stepped up to the plate and represented, all right, by holding on to the mic firmly and doing what MCs should do. Thanks to all those that honored us, and thanks to all those that were honored. Queen Afua, Tassili, some other people, along with myself. Raku, I think. Who else? I think just us four. All right. So, let me set this up. All right. Did you put the children away? Oh, thank you very much, Mac. So Mac know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, help me out, Mac. M-A-C-C. Talk to me. Did anybody see D.L. Hugley's interview with VLADTV? Did anyone see D.L. Hugley's interview with VLADTV about Professor Griff? Okay, so you did. Oh, Mr. Jones, Lamar Jones, we need to talk, bro. Call me a little bit later on. Yeah, I went down there, man, but the line was so long, man, I had to go home, bro. But we'll talk about that. Lamar, I got you, bro. So you didn't see it? Nope. So what I'm going to do, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to play it. Okay? Okay. Now, oh, you didn't see it either, Quan. Okay. So I'm just asking the people, should I be a little bit disturbed? Should I be a little bit bothered? Should I be a little bit upset? Should I be a little bit of anything? All right. He is a man. On one hand, I'm talking about Vlad, the Russian Jew. All right. Here's a man that don't know me. Here's a man that reached out through 3 other people just to get a hold of me, just for me to be on VLADTV. I didn't really know what the platform was, because I don't really get it. I saw Lord Jamar on there, and I love Lord Jamar. So I said, okay, if Lord Jamar is on there, then it must be cool. Let me go. I went, and y'all saw the Public Enemy interview with Professor Griff on Vlad, right? You saw that. Some strange reason, Vlad put the interview back out when the whole shitstorm happened with Nick Cannon. Why Vlad did that, I don't know. But all of a sudden now, everyone's coming up out of the woodworks now and want to talk about Nick Cannon and Professor Griff. All right. And why do these comedians and all these other people feel that they have to answer them particular questions when they are talking about a situation and individuals that they don't know? Let me not say that. Both of them, the 5 people I saw on there that mentioned my name, well, mentioned the situation, not my name. D.L. Hugley mentioned me in a very distasteful kind of way. And I hope somebody that know this Negro is watching so you can take this and send it to this Negro. And I need you to get my fucking name and my phone number right. It's Griff, Griff. All right? My phone number is 678-557-2919. Once again, 678-557-2919. So Vlad had me on there. I did what I said, did the interview, whatever. But he replayed it and put it out when the shitstorm happened. And now he's inviting all the other people onto his platform. And now all of a sudden, Professor Griff becomes the litmus test. Okay, I got you. Down low, Hugley, D.L. Hugley decides to go on there and run his fucking mouth about somebody, myself, who he don't know, he don't know. And we're going to get to the bottom of that. Because you don't know me, dude. Let's get that clear. Let's get that straight. All right? You don't know me. Don't pretend like you know me. Because you don't. All right? So now, so you go on there, you talking to a fucking white Russian Jew about a situation you know absolutely nothing about. But what I can say, in all honesty, in truth, if I'm being transparent and real, right, to you guys, when I heard it, Vlad didn't have anything negative to say about Professor Griff. Did y'all hear it? Vlad didn't have anything negative to say. As a matter of fact, Vlad said, I talked to Professor Griff and I asked Professor Griff about the Jewish situation, about being anti-Semitic and all this kind of stuff. And Vlad he started to talk about the conversation that we had. All right. So it was like Vlad didn't have anything negative to say. But when now DL Hugley started running his fucking mouth, all of a sudden there's a certain kind of energy that shifted and changed during the course of the conversation. But I don't want to run my mouth. I want you to hear it for yourself, and then you tell me. Don't be sending me no crazy, stupid-ass messages like we should do this and we should do that. Shut the fuck up unless you're going to do it. Plain and simple. Dusty-ass niggas don't run shit in America but they fucking mouths. Don't own a goddamn shoestring factory, but you want to tell people like me and Nick we should have our own and we should have our own infrastructure. Shut the fuck up. Plain and fucking simple. Shut the fuck up. Motherfucker say I'm not the one to mess with today. Shit, I wasn't a motherfucker to mess with yesterday. Fuck y'all think this is?
Well, you know, you mentioned Nick Cannon. And this is a weird one for me because Nick is actually my friend.
Yeah,
and who's been on my show tons of times. Me and him, he's helped me through some personal issues in my life. I helped him through some personal issues. We've talked probably on the phone as much as we've talked on camera. And then he did that interview with Professor Griff. And me and him haven't talked. We were supposed to talk that day, and we couldn't connect.
He's too busy at synagogue to talk to you right now.
Too busy at synagogue. So I'm not really going to say my feelings about him because me and him haven't talked yet.
Sure.
But when you first saw that interview, what did you think?
When I first saw the interview, I was like, what the fuck is he doing talking to Professor Griff? That interview could have never gone any other way than it did.
Family, let's just say this. Family, let's just say this in all fairness. I'm going to let the 5 minutes play out and then we're going to go back. Is that cool with everyone? Okay, because that statement right there, that's enough to make you want to go see a motherfucker. For real, but anyway, I'm not going to be no emotional, sensitive dude. You understand what I'm saying? We going to talk though. All right, we going to talk.
And the fact that you didn't understand that was... If you get kicked out of Public Enemy because you're anti-Semitic,
too extreme,
probably you shouldn't do it.
Right. I've interviewed Professor Griff before.
Yeah.
And I've actually asked him about the anti-Semitic comments. He goes, look, this was part of a bigger interview. This was just a thing. This was my mindset back then.
And that would have been, but
it wasn't like he didn't really, it was Nick talking more than Griff.
Right.
Nick was pretty much holding the torch in that conversation.
Right. And I didn't understand. Like if you have somebody like that on, you already know that it's going to have a certain bend to it. So you have to be prepared to challenge some of the things he says. But nothing, there was zero to be gained from it. And Nick really has to understand this. Nick is the host, before America's Got Talent and The Masked Singer. Nick is accepted in the general market.
Mm-hmm.
He was on CBS radio. You can't get more general market for a black. There are very few black people that can do what he does. You got to decide if that's what you want. You can't be the host of The Masked Singer in these general market shows and then have Professor Griff on and think that audience isn't going to have a reaction.
Yeah. Well, I think with Nick, I think he struggles with, you know, his success on the commercial side of things.
And he wants it edgy.
Versus being remembered as an icon to the Black struggle.
Sure. And I get it. But let me tell you something. You can't be general market and then wear a turban looking like the Swami from Big. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't be general market. That is your bread and butter, literally. Like talk shows, radio shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't walk around. And I think that I've noticed that some people resent the things they don't have.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that Nick wants to be like a Harry Belafonte. Someone who had a great deal of commercial success, but also spoke out against the struggle. But it's a line between those two. And listen, he came on VLADTV and talked a lot of shit. Like he said a lot of edgy things.
Right.
But not quite as edgy as what he did.
Well, because look at the person
Griff.
he was talking to.
Right. He's talking to me.
Yeah.
Look at a white Jewish guy.
Right. So it didn't look like it was insidious. It looked listen, and he put it back out. The interview was a year ago.
That interview was a year ago?
It was a year ago. It wasn't
new.
And he put it back out.
Right. So people always blame me about the stuff I put out, but Nick put that out himself.
Right.
On his own YouTube channel. With his own
editing, own podcast,
his own everything.
He controlled the whole narrative. He could have said, "We don't want this out." He could have not.
Of course.
And let's be clear.
Of course.
The only there is no other media outlet where a guy like Professor Griff, and the cat is, I love Public Enemy, but what other outlet could he be on besides a podcast?
Yeah, Professor Griff has his own.
That's it.
Little following. I'm not going to say little, but he has his own committed following, but it's not a mainstream following.
And it ain't worth the steak ain't worth the sizzle, baby.
The steak ain't worth the sizzle. The steak ain't worth the sizzle. What the fuck does that mean? That is DL Hugley on VLADTV. Give me a second, family. Hadir, you're absolutely incorrect. He's not a Sambo. DL Hugley is not a Sambo. Sambo is actually Sambo, which is the black god. He's not a Sambo. But I know what you mean. All right. Let's talk. The steak ain't worth the sizzle. What are you talking about, bro? Do you mean to say me having a conversation with Nick and Nick doing the vast majority of the talking, and we're talking about issues and situations concerning black people, and we're invoking the spirit in the names of our ancestors that have given us this information and passed this information? What steak ain't worth the sizzle, Mr. DL Hugley? I'm just curious as to what you're talking about. So you mean to tell me because you have all of these other people on your show, Nick Cannon, according to DL Hugley, you have all these other people on your platform, but it's cool to have them talking about whatever the fuck they want to talk about, but don't have Griff on? Because if you have Professor Griff on, wow, it's almost like, woo, it's almost like what, motherfucker? It's almost like what? Like what? So who are you saying that I am, DL Hugley? You must know something that we don't know. Who are you saying that I am then? He says, if you're going to have somebody like him on, somebody like who? You see, it's these old buck dancing ass niggas like DL Hugley, cracker ass, licking ass fucking coons like this Negro that want to snuggle up next to white folks and think he got a cushion and a place with them. DL Hugley, let me tell you something, bro. When them fucking crackers are finished wringing your ass out and going up in your ass, nigga. When they done with you, they're going to be done with you. Plain and simple. So we're going to see how that motherfucking steak tastes after they done with you. Talking about the steak ain't worth the fucking sizzle. What fucking sizzle? That shit is a short run, bro. You up in that space with them crackers. That's a short fucking run. Once you done with your 15 minutes of fame, they done with your ass to the fucking curb, and we will never remember your ugly ass. Because bitch niggas like you don't get rewarded by history. Cooning ass niggas like you don't get rewarded. Disrespectful ass fucker. The steak ain't worth the sizzle. I have a little following. Out of the millions of people that my life have affected, I got a little following, just a little. When the shit pop off, Mr. D.L. Hugley, Mr. VLADTV, we'll see how little my following is. Bring it, motherfucker. Let's just see how little it is. Let's see how little it is. My phone number is 678-557-2919. We'll see how many people stand up like real soldiers. Bring it. Let's see. I'm begging you motherfuckers, put it to the fucking test. Come on. If this little Professor Griff guy is so minuscule and don't really mean much and he has a tiny little following, why is it that my presence put fucking fear in the hearts of these grown motherfuckers with money and fame and all these big followings? Why my name put fear in your heart then? Why my presence put fear in your heart? What is it about Professor Griff with his little following that puts fear in your heart then? If I'm an insignificant nude agenda, if I'm just this, yeah, whatever, why when my name is mentioned, you motherfuckers scurry along and get fucking scared? I'm waiting to hear. Talk to me. What is it then? I'm waiting to hear. What is it? The steak ain't worth the sizzle. Thank you very much, Mr. D.L. Hugley. Really appreciate that. I will be waiting. I'll take you and Charlemagne the God, both of y'all at the same time. Come on. Let's make it happen. And if you want to bring 4 or 5 more flunkies with you, let's make it happen. Me and Nick Cannon have yet to have another conversation. I'm putting a document together to send to him, as y'all already know. I'm not going to break my word to him. I'm not going to break my word to you. More so than that, I'm not going to break my word to myself and the Creator and my God, all right, that I pray to. I'm not going to blast Nick on any platform or any interview that I do. I've turned down over a dozen interviews because I'm not talking to anyone